You ever notice how today we are trying to be a kinder and gentler nation, and we have a way of saying things that make things sound so nice and so clean and so sterile? Well, they had a moral lapse. They were lying through their teeth, but we just call it a moral lapse. Well, they were involved in an indiscretion, which means they were messing around on their spouse. But we don't want to say such harsh things like that. We like things to sound nicer and cleaner and more sterile and less judgmental. So we've got a new word for murder. It's called partial birth abortion. Yeah. We take a full-term baby. Familiar with this process? See, the past administration had vetoed it. But part of this Freedom of Choice Act, let me tell you what partial birth abortion means. Not a question of viability, which was one time the abortion argument. It's not a question of the first 3 months or first trimester or anything like that. Partial birth abortion is that we take a full-term baby, and before the mother goes into labor, we induce labor by injecting a saline solution into the mother, which induces labor, which causes her to start to give birth. The doctor of death takes a pair of forceps, reaches in, grabs the full-term baby by the leg, who at this point, because of the salt water, has been skinned, pulls the baby where the head is in the birth canal. They inject something in the back of the brain. They suck the brains out. The law around it says the baby has to be dead and lifeless before they can pull the rest of the head out. And then they discarded the baby. What do you call that? What do you call that? If I walked into a hospital, a young couple just gave birth, and I grabbed the baby and threw it on the floor, I'd be arrested. I'd be arrested because I'd be killing that human life. But we're giving doctors, medical health care professionals, who, by the way, we want to force into practicing these procedures at the risk of a fine or losing their medical licensing. We're calling that an option. That's what freedom of choice allows. That's what freedom of choice does. You can sanitize it any way you want. But when you take a life, we're not even talking about viability. It's not a fetal mass. It has 5 fingers, 5 toes, fully developed, ready to be burped and fed, and we're going to kill it. And we make that part of the Freedom of Choice Act. Ladies and gentlemen, if we fall asleep on this, we will condemn the next generation to live in a culture of death that puts anyone and everyone, born and unborn, at risk. Excuse me. Don't fall asleep. The next generation deserves better. God bless you.